Hey everybody, John Iron 2 here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When we last left off, Jenny told the truth, admitted that she committed perjury, and in doing so, we see these two talking to each other. Let's continue. Take a look at those two. Isn't it strange that they've been whispering to each other this entire time? Yes, that is strange. It looks like they have a secret discussion about something. I'm not so sure I'm completely comfortable with that. I wonder if there's anything I can do about it. Truth is that Brickmaker Co. was in... So, we already pressed her on everything, right? Is this different? Hiding in the cabin. Yeah, this is the same thing. Yeah, this is the same stuff. Okay, but those two are talking now. So maybe they'll have something to say this time? Maybe I pressed everything too soon? Is there any evidence I need to do? Talk about the pawnbroker thing again. Maybe that'll do something. I'm not reading it again because I already read this. I'm just trying to see if something new is going to pop up. Doesn't appear to be the case. What's this one? Like, we pressed everything, right? Huh. Alright, so what if... Press her on every statement. We did press her on every statement. Okay, well we missed this one the second time. Let's do this. Once again, skipping through it because I've read all of this before. Oh, whoops, missed that one. This is the only one I haven't pressed a second time. So let's press this one, see if this does anything. Yeah, these two having a flashback. Okay, and Beppo again. Huh. So, what do we do? So, does this mean we can just... Can we just... Alright. Can we just go over... I'm trying to press her again so we can have the option. Can we just go over here and just interrupt them like now? Is that what we do?
Excuse me.
Is there something you'd like to share with the court? Yeah, that might be it. That might have been what she wanted us to do. Anything? Oh, we got to point actually really hard. What? Blimey, you trying to give me a heart attack? You've been whispering to each other for quite some time now. Tell us, what is the discussion about? Discussion? With this fella? Pull the other one, sunshine. You think I've got anything to talk about with this shady gent like this? I have nothing to say to this uncouth detective after he deprived me of that disc that was rightfully mine. But they've clearly been talking the entire time I've been cross-examining Gina. It's as if they've been negotiating. Van Dykes, have you seen that? Thank you, Miss Lestrada. Thank you, counsel. So yeah, that's all we had to do was just remark on them talking to each other. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus. It would appear on that night 2 months ago, a negotiation was taking place on the omnibus. A negotiation concerning this disc, however, matters did not run smoothly. When the parties involved began to quarrel over price, McGilded took what he wanted by force, at the expense of the other man's life. Which proves my point, the disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way, although I don't understand why as of yet. And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGilded's coat and its contents were due to be forfeited. I didn't know what I should do with the ticket. I mean, the cove died right after his trial, I knew that. So you decided you would try to claim the articles as your own. Well, why not, eh? They were only going to be forfeited, why shouldn't I have got them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime. Miss Lestrade, it would appear Mr. McGilded was prepared to kill in order to take possession of this disc. Do you know why it would be? Eh? I ain't got a clue. But I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. He was probably going to sell it. And you can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking ain't no crime. My lord. The evidence your lordship requests is... Oh, that's the box. Has been located and is ready for the court's inspection, sir. So I think the discs are like government secrets. Maybe the box is a way to read it. The mysterious little box deposited by McGilded 2 months ago. There's no doubt in my mind that it's a key piece in this far-reaching puzzle. To be continued again? How long is this game? This case, the game overall has been entertaining, but this case has been entirely too long. Entirely too long. Yes. All right, let's keep going. So now we get a box. Ooh, does that play music discs? It does have a round front. So this is the article in question, is it? The small box deposited with the pawnbrokers by Mr. McGilded 2 months ago. And on the night of Mr. Windibank's murder, the only item on the shelves that was touched by whoever broke into the shop. Quick, quick, let's open it and see what's inside. Yeah, it plays the discs, doesn't it? Oh no, maybe it doesn't. Good gracious, this is no ordinary box, it seems. Wow. Although in truth I had an inkling that it might be the case, it would appear the box houses a miniature music box movement. Then, is it too much to expect? I think it would be reasonable to assume that this is a device for the playback of this disc, my lord. That disc looks way too big. So here we have the means to play back Mr. McGilded's disc, deposited at Windibank's at much the same time. Not strictly correct, my lord. It was not McGilded's disc. It was the disc of his victim in the omnibus. But why, for heaven's sake? Are we to understand that the brickmaker was trying to sell this music box disc to Mr. McGilded? I believe the answer will become clear if we listen to the music on the disc, my lord. Yes, very well. Let the court now listen to this curious disc at last.
Hold it!
Wait, my lord. Good grief, what is the meaning of this, Inspector? The music box and the disc are, well, they're unrelated to the case. No need to spoil the somber atmosphere in the courtroom with some silly bit of music.
Objection!
This disc may very well have motivated the culprit in the case to commit murder. Clearly, there's every chance that it's fundamentally important to the understanding of what happened. The prosecution has no objection. But no, that piece of evidence is police property now. You can't. Clearly, Scotland Yard has some vested interest here. But it is policy of this prosecutor to leave no avenues unexplored. And you, Inspector, have no jurisdiction here to prevent that from happening. Gah! Oh man, he lost all his chips. No further delays, please. Play the disc. Let's do it. For McGilded. That disc is smaller than I thought. It's telegraph, Morse code. What on earth? That's certainly not what I would call music. No. It's just the same note playing over and over again in an irregular sequence. Ha 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 ha. Mr. Graydon? This really is priceless. After all that, the music box is broken. Broken? It can't be, can it? Well, obviously. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. If the officer sent to fetch it didn't drop it on the way back to the courtroom. Well, with much regret, I feel the court must accept that this music box offers little in the way of clues. No, it's Morse code, you idiots. There's literally a lady in the jury that should have been able to understand that. Are you ready to move on, counsel? Come on. Yes, all right. It does sound as though it's completely broken, but is it? Could this music emanating from the music box possibly be a new clue? Well, yeah. I believe that it could be relevant, my lord. Good lord, but how can it be? It's an abomination, counsel. Mere noise. I fail to see how it can have any meaning whatsoever. It does sound strange, I agree. But there's one thing bothering me. While Graydon stands there chortling victoriously, the inspector beside him has a rather telling expression on his face. It's as if Gregson recognizes the sound, as if he's familiar with it somehow, and that's making him appear extremely on edge. That's the stance of defense, my Nipponese friend. Answer me this. Oh? Just what relevance do you propose this woeful chiming has on this case? It's the defense's belief that the sound emanating from this music device is... No, it's Morse code. Just because it's a music box, it doesn't necessarily mean the sounds we're hearing are music. Look at that. The smile vanished from Graydon's lips as soon as I said that. I'm on the right lines here. I must be. Hee, making deductions based on how people react to what you say. You're acting just like Hurley, Runo.
Objection!
The sounds we're hearing aren't necessarily music. Well, now that you've told us what they are not, I'm sure the court would like to hear what they are. Do enlighten us, my Nipponese friend. Well, Surely you have an idea in mind, because if not, it would be the death of your ill-formed argument. Exactly. The music box is clearly broken. Refusing to accept that fact is pure foolishness. They've got me. I don't know what the answer is. Yeah, I do. It's Morse code. There's like a conspiracy. We read about it in that paper. Runo? And the fact that Van Dykes is here, and the fact that the guy literally deals in communications. His friend deals in communications in the jury. There's a Russian spy or assassin in the jury. Come on. I've just examined the music box very thoroughly, and I'm fairly certain that it's not broken at all. Really? Really. The way it's been made, it can only produce a single note anyway. Thank you, Iris. Alright, well, if the music box isn't broken, it must mean that the sounds it's producing have some significance that isn't musical. Morse code. Those discs are way smaller than I thought they were, too. Ah! Could it be? Is that what these sounds are? Something's just struck me, Runo. I feel it like recently, in the past few hours even. I've heard another sound very much like the one this music box makes. Yeah, it's a familiar sound. Actually, Iris, I was just thinking exactly the same thing. I'm gonna have to press the defense for an answer. If your assertion is that the sound produced by this music box is not in fact music at all, then what the devil is it, counsel? All the evidence we've seen so far, all the testimony we've heard, it's all pointing to one single answer now. Prosecution demands that my learned Nipponese friend presents proof now. Tangible proof of this latest wild speculation. All right then. This could be the best chance I'm going to get to fight back in this trial. And if I'm right, it's going to join all the dots together. The evidence that explains the true nature of the disc is not my armband. It's not the ticket. It's not the papers. Not the blood sample. Not the manuscript. The gilded case notes. No. Oh, that's right, the paper. Yeah, it's the paper, right?
Take that!
Today's paper, counsel. The headline is Pawnbrokers, Parishes, and Pick-Purse Plunder. Hardly supportive of your cause. Ah, no, my lord. I was hoping you'd look a little further down the page. Further down? Ministry Mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Yes, this is a very serious matter, being investigated at the highest level, I understand. I have heard that the international transmissions along supposedly secure lines are somehow being intercepted and leaked to various other countries. And presumably, those transmissions are in the form of wired telegrams. Of course. Juror number 5, your input, please. Stop. Oh, me, sir? Whatever is the matter? You told the court before that you worked at the same communication station as Mr. Graydon, did you not? Yes, that's correct. And the particular station where you work deals with government communications and newspaper reports. Oh, yes, we're not your run-of-the-mill communication station at all. Our work is extremely important. Then tell me, is this not a very familiar sound? You don't mean to say, is it? That's right, madam. It bears more than a passing resemblance to the sound made by your telegraph machine as you tap it. I believe it's called Morse code. But I don't believe it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to leaking telegrams from government departments, there could be nobody more perfectly placed than a highly skilled communications officer. Are you suggesting that the music box disc contains stolen government secrets in Morse code? Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. Order, order, order! Please, everyone, order. But this is high treason, Council, deserving of capital punishment. Too much new vocabulary. What is treason and what is capital punishment? The sorts of words I'd half expect you to know. For our sovereign government's confidential information, hostile nations would surely pay almost any price. Yes, and on that night 2 months ago, that was the very negotiation that was taking place inside the omnibus. But in the end, McGilded perished and the all-important disc lay unclaimed in the pawnbrokery. My word. In which case, whoever stole that information in the first place must surely have been beside himself with worry. Because if the disc were to be discovered before it found its way out of the country, it would reveal an act of high treason punishable by death. So the culprit had no choice but to retrieve it. And in order to do that, he would have to gain entry to the pawnbrokery illegally in the middle of the night. Because the article left behind by Mr. McGilded would incriminate him too much if it got into the wrong hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Graydon? You think I've been stealing government secrets? Preposterous. Absolutely preposterous. So in response to the defense's accusation, you claim complete innocence, do you? Well, of course I do. I've had to stand here in silence while that pretentious foreign lawyer has been prattling away.
Objection!
Crisp prattling away. Then by all means, counter the charges, sir. Yeah, I like it. Van Zykes is on our side. The prosecution demands the witness testifies. In response to the accusations brought by the defense. Sorry, I had to get some water there. Delighted, I'm sure. All right, let's hear what you got to say. The witness is reminded that the crime under scrutiny in this trial is the murder of the pawnbroker, Mr. Windybank. That being a most flagitious, never seen that word either, offense for which the law of this land sanctions a capital punishment. But the heinous act of high treason is no less serious a crime. I urge you to bear that in mind as you testify, Mr. Graydon. So then, let us proceed. You may... You gotta let us have a rabbit and pork here, Governor. We got things to say. A rabbit and pork? I beg your pardon? Who do you think you are? Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is professional baddie. Name's Ringo Skulkin. But we ain't baddies enough to sell out our motherland. That's right. We're what they call the Three Skulkin Brothers. Bad timing, fellas. Very bad timing. Witness testimony. Graydon's counter. A mere communications officer couldn't possibly steal confidential governmental information. Besides, the sounds produced by that music box aren't even Morse code. It was some low-class brickmaker negotiating with McGilded anyway, was it not? I've no relation to the man. Look, all we done is break into the gaff the other night like what he told us to do. If we'd known there was dodgy government secrets involved, we wouldn't have touched it. Old Skulkin Brothers. Everybody's just stunned. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. One Mr. will do, Gov. What's up? Do I take it that you now admit to the crime? That on the night in question you did indeed gain entry to the premises illegally? And moreover, you did so as a party of 3 in collaboration with Mr. Graydon here? We did, Gov. We did. Quieten down, please. What do you say to that, Mr. Graydon? I have no idea what these 2 ruffians are referring to. You little rotter, getting us mixed up in all this monkey business. You never said nothing about no government secrets. It was supposed to be a straight-up job. And what about the geezer whose shop it was, eh? Poor old bloke didn't have to die, did he? Arg. Nice to know who your friends are. Whatever these men say, I deny the accusations. Indeed. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this little music box to become so significant in the proceedings. However, as it has, I will admit it into the court record as evidence. The small music box has been entered into the court record. This strange music box only appears to be able to play a single tone. It was deposited at Windybanks 2 days ago before the black overcoat. We got to look at that as soon as we can. Cross-examination. Graydon's counter. All right, we're going to press this, but first, I want to look at the music box. Where's it at? It's right here. We can look at this. This is the mechanism that turns the bumps on the disc into sound, isn't it? Yes, the movement. It's all thanks to the comb with its teeth that are plucked by the passing bumps. Usually the teeth on the comb are different lengths so that each one produces a different tone. But this comb is very strange. All the teeth are exactly the same length. Well, what does that mean? It means that no matter which tooth is plucked by the passing bumps, or the music box will make the same sound. I've never seen a music box like it before. Yes, it is strange. A music box that can only play a single note. There has to be some significance to that, surely. Yeah, because it's Morse code. Is there anything else worth looking at? What's this? Oh, what is it, Rona? I've just noticed something about this music box. Looks like the bottom of it opens up as well. Ah, you're right. Well, come on then. What are you waiting for? Let's open it. All right then. Here goes. Oh. Look at that. There's another movement on the underside. So does that mean you can set another disc to play back on this side? Yes, I think so. And it looks like the 2 movements are linked together. They're linked. So if you had 2 discs, they would both play back at the same time. In stereo. Who'd have thought there would be a second movement on the underside of the box? And this movement is like the other one. The comb's teeth are all the same length. So this movement also only produces a single tone like the other one. Yes, it must do. Except that the length of the teeth on the 2 combs isn't the same. So the single tone produced by this movement will be different to the single tone we've already heard. What? Basically, each movement can only produce a single note, but the notes they produce are different. Music box that can only play 2 tones. Okay, there's the latch. Is there anything else? Doesn't appear to be. Looked at that, looked at that. All right, so there's a companion disc we need. Is it? This disc is loaded. Yeah. We need another disc somehow. Okay, let's go back. Let's go ahead and press him on everything.
Hold it!
So is this newspaper headline accurate? Government communications are being intercepted? How could I possibly know? What do you mean by that? Any important government communications are handled by high-level officers, by specialists. General members of the staff in this Station where I work would never be entrusted with sensitive information. Oh no, stop. Must say something. Stop. Let me guess. Juror number 5? Juror number 5. We regular communication station officers aren't as lowly as you're being led to believe. And we're going to find out more next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.